Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. Here, as I readjust my screen, see what happened during lunch. We'll give everyone just a couple minutes to join in, and then we'll get going for the afternoon session. Alrighty, let's see what we have. I remember we had a bullish leg just before lunch, but it hadn't taken out any highs, hadn't broken any structure, and so we were still looking at bearish price action and looking for price to dip lower. Right now, it looks like we got this guy right here. Would take that one, but I haven't been sitting here long enough to believe in it. Let me check some of the higher time frames, just make sure I'm where I want to be. Yeah, 4 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour. See where we are. Yeah, we open up this hour so far. Dow is pushing a bit lower. You know what? Let's just start out there. Let's start out looking at the comparison. All right, it's not a deep retracement, but we are seeing lower prices coming from the Dow, which has been strongest all day. S&P still sitting in the zone, didn't change our morning sentiment during the lunch hour, so we're still waiting for S&P to break out. Just seems like it's making lower lows on the wicks. Candle body still remaining above the fair value gap. Then over on Nasdaq, very indecisive during the lunch hour. Reached into the bearish fair value gap, reached into the bullish fair value gap. It's trading above right now, but we'll see how long that lasts. On the lower time frames, we are starting to turn back bullish. We're obviously bullish still on these higher time frames. Right, 63, 58. That's right. Should have entered down here, 48. Oh well. See if we can't get a push from this area. If it runs, we'll take it. If it doesn't, we'll find a better entry. All right, let's see if we can't get a better entry down here. All right, back at the new day opening gap now. No. It's all right. I got raked across the coals this morning, so it's okay. There's the breaker with the fair value gap right there. D. Henderson, welcome, welcome. Ah, oh well. Look at that. Oh, time. That took forever to reset. Okay. Nope, I wasn't on break though. This move here happened at 106, 105, 10. I was here right when this was happening, and I was looking at it, and I actually put the long tool here. So no, I didn't miss this one. I just had a super tight stop loss. I didn't want to get stopped out. But that was over here, and I had my long tool originally here to take it at the 50%, thinking it might want to come and touch the fair value gap. So I was thinking to take it at the 50% here, but it never quite got down there. I think I was a couple points above, like halfway between where it came and then where the 50% is where I had the long tool set. It never made it there though. But on the 5 minute, I was able to see, because this is where I took it from the 5 minute breaker here. I had this set up of well before lunch, just waiting for price to trade above and close. Because I think, yeah, around lunchtime, we were right here. And it traded above and closed. We came back and it was trading back in. I said, okay, we're right there. Oh, here's the long tool. It's still here. So it's at 849. And it came half a point. $820. Okay, yes. So you got in during lunch. Okay. Yeah, I was waiting for here because at 8:20, maybe on the 1 minute, possibly it broke structure and you were bullish. But I was waiting for price to return bullish on the 5 minute. But good entry at 8:20. Yeah, just curious, William, which time frame did you use to enter at 8:20, 8:20? Hmm. So on the 1 minute, was it a fair value gap you traded into? Maybe that's what it was. Okay. No, we'll see it. I'm just trying to find your entry model. Or was it, or did you miss it slightly and you had to get in at 8:20? Hmm. All right, Lexart. See if I can scalp a quick one here. I ended my trade. I realized I was in my demo account, so the results didn't matter. Thought I was in my live account. Yep, I was gonna try to run it up to the New York high. I'm not gonna chase it now. Shit. Oh shit, William. Damn. No, it's all good. I guess we'll just wait for the next one. And I got in on a short little scalp anyway. It was just when it trades into 50% of the candle body, jump in. Similar to this candle wick, hit 50% of this body, take the trade out of it. No, Brad, I was up. Excuse me. I was up 300. And then I just closed it because I realized I was in my demo account. And so I didn't care if it got 300 or 1,000. It didn't matter. Yeah, William. So Topstep Express account is essentially the same as your Combine. So it's still a demo account, but they pay you. So once you pass your Combine, then they give you an Express account, which is, like I said, same as a demo, but you get paid whatever profits you make. You can get paid out. I believe it's after you make 20,000. Once you get 20,000, they flip you over to a live account, and live account is exactly what they say. It's a live account. And so that's when you have, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you start out with 20,000 account and you pretty much have the full allotment. I don't know where they draw the line as far as what your drawdown can be, but I do know that it's a live account. And most likely it's probably one of those where they have another account copying your trades. Um, so while you're in an express funded account member, they're monitoring your trading and they're getting familiar with your style and your average losing days, winning days, drawdown, all that stuff. And once they're comfortable with who you are as a trader, then they actually put money behind you. And that's where the live account comes from. Yep. So that's where that is. They are considering you for live. So it'll, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a $20,000 account. Nope. No, you can. Hmm. Give me a second. I'll figure it out. So it looks like you can use Quantower, Ninja Trader, Sierra Chart, T4, I'm not familiar with most of these, Trade Navigator, but they have some other platforms that you can connect to. D. Anderson, here you go. Check out this link here. It'll give you a list of supported platforms. Yeah, well, you're right. 20 does seem low, but if they're giving you, I mean, you got to remember on the other combines, they're only giving you really 4%. So even though it says it's 50,000, it's only, well, I guess the 50,000 is a little more. Uh, no, actually 50,000 is 4%. That's the highest. The others are 3%. So like 20,000, if they're giving you more actual capital, then it's a better setup. But it does come with greater risk, so that's why they monitor how you trade and when you trade and all those things, and they get comfortable with you, and that's where you are. So congrats if they are switching you over. Mhm. I think you get a chance. You, from what I understand, you don't have to switch. I don't think you have to. It's just more of an option. No problem, D. Anderson. Just let me know how I can help. And it looks like we're going to hit that New York high soon. So I screwed up on my entry here. I was actually in my demo, and originally I should have entered down here. So it's just it hasn't been a great day for me. This morning wasn't my best moment, and then shoot, this first 30 minutes here just not been good. Oh, okay. That sucks. I mean, I understand why they do it. Mm. Yeah, William, I think the reason why they do it is because when you first get funded, you're still on a demo account. So the first 20K that they pay you out is actually money just coming out of their pockets, not money you earned in the market because they didn't switch it on to being live. And so that's probably why they're not excited to let you just continue to run up your account. At some point, they want you to actually go to the market, earn the money that then they pay you out of, and they just get the 10% commission or whatever it is that they're keeping. Wait a minute. You have a combine that's up over 30K. Well, I don't understand. When did you start this combine? So your new target profit is another $3,000. Yeah, I don't. I'm not following that, William. You say you have a combine, so you haven't passed your combine yet, but you're up over 30,000. There's got to be more to the story. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Got it. Okay. So you ended up making 30K in a day. Uh, Jesus. Exactly. Yeah, William. I don't know. Unless you think you can make another 30K, it might be better to just restart, go get 44,000, 4,200 something, come back the next day, get 1,000, and then get the final on the third day. It seems like you're pretty consistently profitable and you're hitting your marks. Um, yeah. And to hit 30K in a day, I mean, you had a lot of contracts. You had to have a lot of contracts on. Um, yeah, it does seem like an impossible mountain. You might want to just go ahead and restart. Yeah, if you're going to trade 10 contracts, put your TP at 20 points, get $4,000 and then close it down. Hmm. Wow. Hmm. Okay. All right. So you had 3 contracts. Okay. So that must have been one of those days where it moved 200 points. So the 200 points would have been about 4 grand per contract. Okay. So I can see how you can do 12 to 15 grand on 3 contracts, but it has to be like one of those days where it just runs 200, 250 points and you were wide open for that whole time. Um, Yeah, it really depends on how you feel on you about your trading. It sounds like you're doing fantastic on taking these trades. So I don't know if I would rather. I mean, the thing is, to pass your combine, if you need to get another 30 grand, then if you actually do it, that means you got another 30 grand. I'd rather start over, get the 9 grand, get funded, and that extra 20 grand actually goes in my pocket as opposed to passing the combine. But that's just me. It's actually a low risk long here because you would be canceling your trade at 9:03. 9:03 would invalidate your trade here. You still want to cancel out at the New York high? It'll be risking 6 to get 24. Yeah. 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 I think what I would have done in that, well, at least it was just 2 days ago. Yeah. What I would have done in that situation, or what I would like for them to do in that situation is say, okay, you made way too much. We'll only give you credit for 50% of your combine. So we'll only give you credit for 4,500 and then let you continue on, as opposed to saying, okay, well, now you need to give me another 30 grand. There's a 90-second delay. All right, give me a second. Let me check, see what's going on. Let me check my settings. Hmm. Yeah, I don't get it. Could you possibly be behind a little bit and maybe you can speed up? Because it's still showing that it's low latency settings that I set up. Okay, awesome. All right. Well, I'll leave it alone then. Hopefully his feed catches up. All right, let me get off the 1 minute for a second. A little disappointed it didn't hit that New York high though. But maybe that means we're coming back down to the midnight open, which would potentially spark a new entry. Oh geez. Okay, so you took the sale here at 9:54 and you say you fell asleep and you woke up and you were down here. Jeez. Yep, that'll do it. That will definitely do it. Yeah, because somewhere around where you sold 965, if you wrote it down to the bottom, you're talking about over 300 points, so 6,000 per contract, and you had 3 contracts. Yeah, hard to overcome that. And then you say you tried to lose, so you said, okay, well, let me go long, thinking that price is going to continue short, and then price went long with you and gave you more profits. Yeah, we've been noticing the NQ relative weakness versus the others so far. There are some people who caught the long. I tried to get in once, and I realized I was in my demo account later, and so I just closed it out. But it didn't quite get to profit. I was thinking the New York high was going to be taken, and it got just a couple ticks away. Yeah, don't forget to eat, TJ. Yeah, yeah, that's terrible, William. Especially when you're limited to getting out of your trade at 10 after 4. So you basically ran out of time trying to lose money. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do, but if you are confident in your trading ability, it might be a little easier to just start over. Jesus, William, honestly, I don't know what to tell you. You had the best day in trading ever, and half of the time you were trying to lose. Maybe you can, talk to Topstep and say, come on, let's see what we can do here. I don't want to have to start over my combine. You're already asking me to go to a live account because you see I made 70K in a day, but somehow I haven't passed my combine. No, trying to lose, uh, well, losing now won't help. It won't help at all because you still have your best day is 30K. So that's going to be 50% of your total amount. So I don't know. That's definitely one that I would try to reach out to them and see if there was something we could do. All right, I'm looking for price to settle in somewhere around the new day opening gap. Give us a retest the midnight open and a new day opening gap and see where we go from there. All right, let's watch the next 10 minutes on the 1 minute time frame. Just make sure we have a continuation of taking out lows. So we want to see now price trade below 8.99. At least the good news is this hour, we've had all three indices put in significant bullish candles for the hour. I was waiting for them to get back in sync and start moving together. And this hour, they definitely resumed that. So that's a good sign. At the same time, dollar has sold off for the hour. However, while we saw this hour, the Dow reach its high of the day, we saw S&P reach its high of the day. We saw Nasdaq fall just short of that by a couple ticks. So we'll see if the next 7 or 8 minutes it cleans up its act and gets in line with the others and also takes its high of the day, or if that's something we'll see in a future time frame, maybe next hour. But Nasdaq has been the weaker of the three today, so that may actually have something to do with it. All right. So we did sweep those lows. Now let's see where it goes. We have equal lows in this corner. Granted, this is the 1 minute, but still equal lows down at 786. All right. This is the 5 minute perspective. Let's go measurement wick to wick here. All right. Midnight open is right at 71% here, right at 71%. And that's where I'm hoping that we get some sort of support and we can see higher prices coming from there. 71%, and then we have the new day opening gap just below it in between 70 and 78. Still a ways to get there, but that's what I'm seeing at the moment. Hey, 2 o'clock coming up in another 1 minute and 15 seconds. All right, so the candle bodies look like they respected the 38% level. Got a little couple wicks through it. All four candles actually put wicks through it, but the body's sitting right on top of 38.2. So let's see how this candle, um, let's see how it finishes up since we did have a new low put in. So let's see if this candle wants to also put in a new low. Hmm. I'll get it. Yep, Anthony. Silver bullet is at 2 o'clock, and it's just now 2 o'clock. So you're right. The silver bullet is during this hour. Just depends on which are you bullish. If you're bullish, you're looking for a fair value gap to take a entry out of, and it's right here, staring you in the face. If you're bearish, then you're looking for something else. Let's see. So maybe this was a silver bullet from this fair value gap to the New York Open or New York High. That should be about 30 points there. 903. Yeah, Ray. It's been that way all morning. ES for the morning didn't really do anything. It's only the 1 o'clock hour that it started to move and actually gave us a nice candle. It was neutral all morning, while the Dow was definitely bullish and Nasdaq was the opposite. And I think that's the opposite of what we had yesterday. I think Nasdaq was leading where Dow was trailing big time. I'm trying to think. Yep. All right, price still a little indecisive at the moment. Let me drop down and see if we find a fair value gap created just recently. No, none of the time frames. These candles here, none of them. Okay, we got a small one, very small one right here at 157, but nah, not excited about what I see. Oh, the Anderson's back. All right. Good. Yeah, not my day to day. Oh, they have esports scholarships now? I didn't realize that. That's crazy. All right, there is the drop I was hoping to see. Take down to the midnight open and new day opening gap and see where price reacts from there. Sweet. They can make a living and not have to leave their house and they're doing what they love to do. Let them do it. Only thing is to get that good is you got to spend a lot of your childhood doing that. And so social skills may lack a little bit, but it seems like most gamers are pretty social on their networks. So honestly, it's not much different than what we're doing here. Okay, William? It probably will. It could. No, that's actually pretty good. I mean, and everything is moving in that direction anyway, so they're actually probably better prepared than most. Like when COVID happened, they were already used to being at home or learning from the computer screen as opposed to a teacher in front of them. Like there was just so many advantages that homeschooling has to today's environment versus the environment we grew up in. Mm, okay, sweet. Wow, it's amazing. Yep. Yeah, you're right about that. No, that's an inspiring story. And hopefully he can, start that soon and start to impact others who are in look of that kind of help, or in need of that kind of help. Da-da. Yeah. Yeah, I was really hoping that something bigger would have happened. I mean, with the amount of news that was announced this morning, I thought we would have had a massive range. Obviously, we had a huge range 2 days ago, but yeah, just surprise price action hasn't been stronger. I forgot this guy was speaking. I forgot all about Waller coming to speak at 1:15. Yeah, okay. So Waller came to speak. We got this one candle, and since then, not much. That was a spike. All right, maybe at 2:30, maybe we'll get some energy out of the market at 2:30. We're just around the corner from that, another 6 minutes. All right, so far this hour, we've had Dow and S&P make new highs again. They made daily highs last hour, and they've already overtook taken those highs this hour. We did not get a new daily high last hour for NQ. Remember, we got almost there. We got within a couple ticks. Actually, let's see. The high here is 933 flat. And we can see the New York high is 933 and a half. We were 2 ticks away from getting a daily high. And the other 2 indices have already broken that high this hour. And this is our high for the hour, is this candle right here, right at the breaker. And then it faded off. Let's just move over to ES and watch ES for a second. Yeah, very similar. It's like once Waller started speaking, this is the time that Waller has been speaking. This is the cluster of trading since he started. And this is ES, which is stronger than NQ. On ES, it seems like the new day opening gap is what's holding price right now. Let me just make sure that's a new day and not the new week. Nope, that's a new week actually. So it's, what was that? 5042. Yep. Yeah, it's a new week opening gap. So it's back at its opening value of the week. Let me look at the weekly candle for ES. Sorry, for NQ. Yep, still quite bearish. It doesn't get back to its opening value until 18,039. So we got a little ways to go. Hmm. Okay, in 30 seconds, we'll be at 230. I was hoping that maybe price action would change around 230. So let's see if that's the case. Get back over to NQ now. Yep, making sure everyone's out of the trade. And then it'll run up there and not only there, but maybe run further. Yeah, and right now it's also doing this thing where it's giving you that trend line. Just so it plays over here and then run through all of them. Oh man. All right, let's give it a few more minutes and see if it changes anything. So far, it's just not willing to move. Let me check on the dollar and see how it's performing. All right, so the dollar is finding support at one of those key levels it passed a few days of last week. Actually, it's trading back down through those levels and it's finding support at the first level, 104.283 or 263, more like 263. Okay, let's see if we can get a closure above this trend line. In fact, give me a second. I need something to drink. Just give me a second. Sorry. There I am. Forgot to put my video feed back up. All right, looks like it's going to, it has surpassed the trend that was there before. So I'll go ahead and drop the trend line. Oh, wow. Didn't realize it would have closed below. All right, let's give it a little longer and see if it can break through and close through. Still looking for some sort of sign. Yeah, the dollar is holding firm. It will not lose that level. Okay, another bullish push from NQ. We're getting a similar push on all the indices now. They were all roughly break even for the hour. And now they're about equal size above break even as NQ. Right, now we'll drop this. Last 40 seconds. Let's see if it can hold this level. Last time it rejected off of the breaker. Yeah, yesterday was very lethargic like this too, and then all of a sudden at 3 o'clock, they didn't want it to get out and run towards new highs. So we could get the same, and that's in another 15 minutes. We have the macro coming in another 5, but we'll see. Yeah, TJ, I'm with you. I'm sitting here just waiting for the session to end so I can take a nap or something. I'm feeling it. Yeah, here I'm just measuring at 50% retracement. Oh, like watching paint dry. All right, equal highs taken here. Equal highs. New York high is up next. Just remember it was 2 ticks above this previous high at 130. Yeah, let's go ahead and measure what type of retracement do we got when it retraced down. All right, so when we're down to 62% and then start buying out. Yeah, I think I might go to 330 today. Not feeling really energetic this afternoon, and price action is mirroring my feeling. Yeah, I guess it's possible for Nas to catch 18,000 again. It's not too far away, especially if he can catch Tuesday's high. Tuesday high was 763. So it's pretty close. It's about 35 points short of getting to 18,000. So it's definitely possible. Yeah, it's even possible for it to reach the 18,100 by tomorrow and make a new weekly high without finishing bearish. But we'll see. And now, Queen, I said I'll hang around till 3:30. So I'm not giving up so soon, but I am feeling low energy, and price action's putting me asleep. Time frame, fair value gap to catch the falling price. Higher time frame. You're right. I don't think there is a fair value gap to catch price. Not until you get around 17,900, somewhere in there. Well, lower than that, 17,885 ish. See if we run through here now. Let me go down to the 1 minute since we're in the last 10 minutes of the hour so we can watch each individual candle. Right, so we've already on this time frame went to external range liquidity, went up and hit that, came back down. Now we're in internal, hit a fair value gap, started trading up again. Looks like the fair value gap held them 1, 2, 3, 4 candles so far. I've traded to that little sliver of a bearish fair value gap only to be rejected. Let's see if this candle can break through it. Hmm. Okay. All right, Gavin. Miguel, I'm not sure. I just mentioned I might shut it down at 3:30. But I'm not trading anymore. So if you're looking for me to make a trade, so you can see it, I'm not going to do one. But I told you I'll stay here to around 3:30. The market closes for prop firms at 4:10. I usually close down at 4 o'clock. I mean, I may stay until 4. Right now, I'm thinking I'm gonna stay till 3:30 just because price is not really doing anything. But if it does start moving around, I'll hang around till 4 o'clock. But I won't be actively making an entry. I have an ongoing trade in my demo account, and so it'll just either run to TP or to stop loss, and that's it. Not great, Queen. Not great at all. Today was not one of those days. Yeah, I'm clearly not seeing the market well today, so it's not beneficial to me to continue trading. All right, let's see what happens with these lows, whether they protect price or they get swept. And it's over here at 909-ish, 908, 909. Okay, those got swept there just before 3 o'clock too. So we got a market structure shift on a low time frame. Actually, let me cycle through the time frames here. All right, look at the closure of this candle. Yep. All right, so we have crossed over. It's 3 o'clock now. I thought maybe price would have used a 250 to 3 o'clock, 10 minutes to run through this, run through the New York high, see if it couldn't sweep some liquidity, and then either range for the rest of the day, shoot for some lower levels, or continue higher. But that all predicated on the New York high being taken during that time frame. Maybe the next 10 minutes will do that. But I'm sure a lot of people got scared out of their long. Let's take a look and see, since the last hour just closed. Let's see where our indices closed at for the hour. All right, starting with the dollar. Remember that level I said it was holding firm? It's right here at 104.263. Let me just drop down to a 15-minute. And look at this, just stair step this way down all the way to that level. And now it's just consolidating. So maybe it'll break through and we'll see another expansion to the downside and it'll finally get through. But as of right now, that level held for the last hour. And because of that, and price didn't really move anywhere, we saw the same thing on the equity side where prices were holding firm and not really moving. They didn't go lower or higher. All right, last hour we finished with bullish on Dow, bullish S&P. I mean, nice wicks on S&P though, but still bullish. And then the Nasdaq wicks and a small bearish body. So, all right, we'll see how this last hour closes out. Um, all right, so he says 750. HDS is saying sell off to 750. Let's see what's down there. Jeez. All right, so that's so to this fair value gap here on the 15-minute. From 1:30 till now for the last 90 minutes. Nice little tight range it's been in. And you're waiting for the expansion, which we know will happen at some point. Will it be another bounce off the 830 right here? 50% of this range is where it traded down to. Right here. And then we have candle body sitting on it here. Yeah, I've been eyeing this midnight open since the afternoon session started. 875, and just below it, the new day opening gap. This region right here. All right, let's watch for the reaction at the 830, which is at 893. Yeah, this is what we like to see. We like to see this, if we could get it. Equal lows just put in on here on the 3 minute. Let's check on another time frame and see if it's the same. Yep, same on the 5 minute as well. Oh, Queen, I forgot to tell you, I was in I was in a long that was working out for me over here. I got in right around somewhere around 900 because I was eyeing the New York Open on this leg. And I said, okay, all right, if I get in here and things work out, I can probably squeeze out 25, 30 points. And then I was up, it was like 15 points above. And I looked down and I realized I was in my demo account. So my best trade of the day was on a demo account. So I had to close that down and realize that today just wasn't my day. All right, 1 minute until this 5 minute candle closes. So far, it's looking quite bullish, looking to erase um, some of that downwards move from the previous candles. See if it can actually do that. We do still have a fair value gap just above it, which it hasn't entered into yet. It's larger. %50 of the wick. These candles hit 50% of this wick and sold off. Mm-hmm. Let's see if this candle goes for the equal lows. I'd be surprised, TJ, with the way things are going this afternoon. I'd be very surprised. Just go ahead and grab something. Hmm. All right, equal lows are in play now. Again, this is also right at the 8:30 open. All right, equal lows have been traded to and through. Yes, I believe so. Low here is 892 flat. Oh, okay. All right, there it is. To and through. You can drop it. Actually, I think it may have made equal lows once again. Close enough. All right, we want to see a trade below 890 and a half then before we believe it traded through the lows. All right. Now those equal lows are gone. You can get rid of it. Hopefully it doesn't come and do one here. Don't trade to 881 and stop. Okay, so we do have equal lows again. That's not what I wanted. I wanted it to continue through, either pull up short or go through. All right, there it is. Finally broke through. So it didn't make equal lows again. This is what I was looking for. New day opening gap plus midnight open. Now let's see how price reacts. All right, the candle body sat on the midnight open. Next candle opened up. It's pretty strong in the first 30 seconds. But let's see how, let me drop down so we can see more candles. Okay. Yeah, Queen is the same. Yeah, it's been one of those days. Definitely one of those days. All right, let's see if after the closure of this candle, we get a fair value gap to trade into and see if price pushes upwards. All right. Well, I wanted this level at 130, but here we are at 330. Finally going down and tapping the midnight open. And look at the reaction from it. All right, Queen, take care. Yeah, I'm probably out of here in a few minutes as well. So we'll talk to you tomorrow morning. It's a 9 EMA, and I actually don't use it, so it's just there. I don't trade from EMAs. I only put it on there because somebody in the room one day asked me about it, and I put it there and just to look at, because he was saying something about when it crosses over, that's when he looks for a certain position, but that's not the way I trade, so I don't use it for anything. I use a stop loss at all times. Never trade without stop losses. But I can't really talk to you about EMAs. I just mentioned I don't trade EMAs, so I don't have the experience to say either whether they're good or not. I know some people who like them. It's the same as VWAPs or any other type of indicator. I know people who are successful using all of them. I don't know. Now, what you can do is you can go to YouTube and you can search for EMAs and find some educators who are really good at them and trade with that style. And it can maybe give you a strategy or some sort of entry model to use an EMA. But it's not anything I specialize in or have a lot of experience with. All right, looks like everyone's back. I thought we had lost people earlier, but people are rolling back into the room, which is good. Yeah, wow, this is ugly, ugly, ugly price action. Right, we spent the entire afternoon in this 30 to 40 point cluster here, up and down, back and forth. Like whenever you look at the candles and you see different colors, back and forth, you never really find comfort in entering in those areas. Right, and I get it. I was on the 1 minute, so it's a lot of candles. But hell, even on the 3 minute or the 5 minute, right? It's every other candle is a different color. And what you like to see is this 4 candles in a row of one color. That's when you get an expansion, you get some movement. But then afterwards, nothing. New York high is still open, remember, by 2 ticks. We traded all the way up, 2 ticks short. Didn't take it. I was glad to see this retracement down to the midnight open. That was what I was hoping to see even when we were over here. I was thinking that we would retrace back down to the midnight open, and it just wasn't to be. In fact, I think it was here when we failed to take the New York open. I thought we would retrace back down, find some support, the midnight open, and then finally get up there and take it. And I guess that's actually what happened. From here to here, I thought it would happen here, but instead it happened here. Just had to wait. And now it should go and take the New York high. It should. But that may happen after hours. That may happen during the Asia session this evening. Could happen in the next 10 minutes. Not really sure. Okay. Yeah, HDS, that would have to be something I would have to look at that entry model and practice it. It's not anything that I can just start executing here. But I hear what you're saying, and it looks like Swapnil is looking for someone who understands EMAs to give him the benefit analysis there. So if you could provide him with your insight, that'd be great. Okay, so here on the 5 minute, you can see both candle bodies sitting on the midnight open. So that's a good response to that area. I thought the midnight open, it would dip through and touch into the new day opening gap. And then from there, we would see some sort of bullish momentum. It's good to see that that's starting to move in that direction. And so far now has found support above the 830. So reclaiming that area is important as well. No, I don't use the heat map HDS. I've never used it. Yeah, if they're still all red, those are major contributors to Nasdaq. Um, obviously, it's 100 different companies, but those are some of the larger ones, especially Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. All right, the tail sign here would be if how far you get a retracement, whether it goes past the 50 mark. Oh, okay. All right, HDS. So you use the heat map for forecasting what's going to happen in during that session. Is that what you use it for? Hmm. Okay. All right, everyone. I said I would hang around till 3:30. Gave it an extra 10 minutes, and still not a lot's happening with price. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down for the afternoon. I want to thank everyone for being here. Sorry, price didn't give us a lot to work with this afternoon, but it's like that sometimes. Day trading is not everyday trading. It's just an opportunity to trade every day. But thanks for being here. On your way out, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:15. Tomorrow's Friday, so keep that in mind as well. That it's Friday, and especially in the afternoon, some of the objectives may have already been met. As we preview the events for tomorrow morning at 8:30. I'm sorry, PPI and core PPI will both be released, as well as building permits. But PPI is really what we're looking at, is the high impact news event. And then we also have a high impact news driver at 10. The University of Michigan consumer sentiment will be released. Um, and preliminary University of Michigan inflation expectation. All right, that should be interesting. So we do have a lot of news tomorrow morning, 8:30 and 10. So most likely the good trading is going to start around 10:30, but there might be something before 10 at the opening bell that presents itself to us. So we'll be available for that. But again, 9:15, we start again tomorrow morning. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, everyone.